everybody, my name's Jeff, and today I'm going to be going hiking and camping at a place called Loch Orrin. Hello everybody, my name's Jeff. I like the outdoors and I like going outdoors and doing stuff in it, so that's what I'm going to do. Today we're going to be going to a place called Loch Orrin. I'm Jeff, and today I'm going to be going hiking and camping. So where are we going tonight? We're going to a place called Loch Orrin. Hi everybody, I'm Jeff, and I was going to go somewhere else today to camp, but I kind of changed my mind last minute, although I was quite indecisive on it already. I was going to be hiking to a place called Loch Orrin and camping somewhere around there, but on my way to the starting point I saw some lovely hills and I thought I'd quite like to get up one of them. So I found a starting point and I found a hill that I'd like to go up. I can't remember the name of it from the map. I'm gonna have to look it up again and tell you guys, but I think it's around 1600 feet. I was just gonna take a litre of water plus my water filter, which I literally bought today, but from what I can see there aren't any water sources up here, so I've decided to bring 2 litres. I've drank plenty of water today so far, so I should be good on that front. And of course it'll be a nice easy walk back down in the morning, so it shan't be too much of an exercise. But it's not so bad walking up. Got these lovely new shoes, I've had them for a couple of weeks now, these Merrell Moab Speed 2 Gore-Texes, I think. Lovely orange colour as well. I really like the colour, but they're absolutely brilliant. I needed a new pair of hiking shoes, and well, so far they're doing the job very well. You know, they're not too bulky like a big boot, but you know, I still feel like I've got plenty of ankle support on them, so yeah, very happy. I tried on a pair of Scarpers, and man, I don't understand how people buy them or why they buy them. Like, I know, you know, some boots, they're more rugged, you have to wear them in, but I put these Scarpers on and it's like having a plank of wood under your feet. Really not nice. But then I tried these Merrells on and it's like the comfiest shoe I've ever worn. So, you know, I was kind of thinking, like, what's the catch, you know? These shoes are like too comfy off the bat, but you know, after so long wearing them, I've just realised they really are great shoes. So if you're looking for a pair of good comfy hiking shoes, I'd go for the Merrell Moabs. Great piece of kit. Here's where we're going up. I think it does go higher, but we'll see. To mention, the track leading up to this hill is also an access route for a wind farm, and I believe this is also a hunting estate, so hopefully I don't get shot in the face by a trigger happy stalker. I'm sure that probably won't happen. But anyway, I can see the windmills up ahead. What should I say? Wind turbines. The windmill is actually, well, a wind turbine purpose built to mill flour. And I mean, although maybe some of the energy that's generated from these wind turbines might go to factories that do mill flour, that's not their sole purpose, so it would be inaccurate to call them windmills. I've just come across this little stream just off the path. Now, a very, very small flow leading into a little pond, which then carries on down here underneath the main path through this tube. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this, so it's a good sign. Might mean there's drinkable water. Well, drinkable water after it's been filtered up here. Who knows? Over there, oh, I believe over there in the distance we have Ben Withis. I'm certain that's Ben Withis, and then this little mound just here is Little Withis, which is the baby brother to Big Withis, El Wiverino. And then it might be a little bit tricky to see. I wish I could zoom in on this GoPro, but that pointy little hill just there, quite far in the distance, well, kind of closer than Ben Withis, but because it's so small compared to Ben Withis, it looks further away. No, it doesn't. It does maybe in the video, but in real life it doesn't. Anyway, that little hill, the pointy hill that you can barely see on the GoPro, is called, I could be butchering this, Keok Moor. We certainly are blessed with some lovely views up here. Better view of the wind turbines over in that direction. Yeah, you can see them on the GoPro. I'm definitely gonna buy one of the DJI cameras soon, I think. I've seen other YouTubers using them, and I believe you can zoom in on them, which would be very handy for, you know, when you want to get a bit more detail of something in the distance. But there's lovely hills over in this direction as well. You know, they look pretty prime for camping. There's some lovely grassy sections. I think I wouldn't mind coming back one day and checking that area out as well. And then over there, this looks like a bit of a taller hill, but I'm happy with this one for today. What appears to be some kind of building. Well, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Doesn't appear to be it. It's what it is. I can see it with my own eyes, like. So I think I'm going to take a rest soon, just going to catch my breath and get the pack off, because we've walked quite a distance and we're close to the summits now. There's a lot of heather, and down that way the heather was looking quite thick, lots of tall grass. Here this looks like I could walk over it, so I believe this is a summit. That's the highest point of this little mountain that we're on, so I would quite like to get up there. So I think I'll find a way up there first, and then we'll see if we can access the other peaks via that summit in front of us. There may be pathways that connect them, or at least the path might be a little bit more walkable than if I were to go straight over to the peaks on the left from here. We'll see. Ended up walking a little bit past the building, got the pack off, found a lovely rock to stand on and sit on. But we've got some wonderful views, and I wasn't expecting this, but we found another little access road which looks like it leads towards these peaks over here, so that's a good thing. We're gonna go up there though. I'm thinking I might try and find a way straight up this, which might involve rummaging through some bushes, but that's okay. I've rummaged through a few bushes before. We'll be okay. I've walked maybe about 4 meters up that hill, and when I got back down here I had a tick on my leg that I pulled off. It hadn't bitten me yet, so I might take a hike along that access road that I saw before. I think that might be my best bet at the moment, just to be able to get up to one of the other summits, and then there might be a way around to the main one from there. We'll see. We'll see. No unauthorized vehicles beyond this point. Well, thankfully I'm in an aeroplane. So you know, because the sign was for cars. It had a car with a cross going through it, so it didn't specify if the vehicles included airplanes. But yeah, so we're on the access path. I'm wondering if this actually meanders round and goes up the main hill. It does appear to do that around this corner, so we'll see, we'll see. It always pays just to check your legs every so often, because you never know when you might have those nasty little ticks crawling on you. Genuinely though, you do pick them up from the smallest bits of grass. Yeah. Interesting. Not entirely sure what the purpose of this is. It does look like some kind of dam for this stream. I'm wondering if this is actually a hydroelectric kind of thing going on here. I reckon the water's being, well, the flow of the water is being taken away from, well, I can imagine it would normally go down here, but it's going somewhere else. Oh wow. So we have a little waterfall coming off of there. Oops, fingers. Our stream. And a little reservoir. Where it flows, I don't know. Oh, that is a tick right there. A deer tick, that one. Brown ones are the deer ticks. Seriously does pay to check every so often if you're walking in this kind of environment. Looks like some kind of flow regulation valve. Which, going by the gauge, appears to be fully open. Should we close it and see what happens? No, I don't think we can. It's pretty heavily chained and I don't think that's going to move. Oh, it does move. Okay, let's leave that alone. I think this is our way up. This is actually looking all right now. I just pulled another tick off myself, but oh, and another one. Far out. Hang on, 1, 2. Any more? Just taking a moment to see how far we've come. The heather's not too tall here. It's actually walkable. Without being, you know, infested with ticks in areas that I can't control. I'm just wondering if we're going to find a flat grassy spot at the top here or not. I hope we do, but we'll see. This guy up here, look at this guy. Ooh. Big bumblebee doing his job, collecting heather pollen to make heather honey from the Highland Hills. Lots of holes everywhere. I wonder what creates these. Look at these little structures, and there's a lot of them. Look like they could be footsteps or something. Look, I mean, the way they're kind of up. The giant up here. Yeah. Rocks. I love this. I like being out here on my own. It's nice. It's peaceful. It's good to get up a hill as well. I wasn't expecting to hike up a hill in camp, but here we are. And well, we're getting quite close to the top of this hill, so let's push on. Here we are. This is kind of where it flattens off a bit, and yeah, the heather's definitely shorter here, and I think we'll find a good spot to pitch. Mr. Caterpillar here. Yeah. There he is, fuzzy little guy. You often see them on pathways hiking up hills. If you do, move them off the path, maybe to a slightly damp spot, because sometimes these little creatures end up dehydrated, especially frogs and toads. You know, they might have strayed a little bit too far from the pond, and found them dehydrated and like crispy on paths before, you know, where they've been scorched in the sun. So yeah, it's best to just help these little creatures out if you get the opportunity. Sometimes if they look out of place, they probably are. And yeah, you know, I think as humans, we've intervened in negative ways in regards to animals a lot. So, you know, I know people say not to interfere with nature and stuff like that, but I think you can to an extent. You know, if it means prolonging the life of an animal, why not? We're on a hill. Look at that. That could be like the thumbnail. You can see, I believe this is Loch Midge. Down there. There is a dam at the end of it. If you're wondering what bottle I'm using here, it's a stainless steel bamboo. You see the B on that wooden lid. Bamboo water bottle, 1 litre. I've got 2 of them, and I think you can get them on Amazon for about £15 each, something like that. I've had these for a fair few months now, and I always take 2 litres of water to work, and yeah, they're great. The seal's perfectly fine, you know, they're durable, barely a dent, and the water tastes really good from it. You know, I think you definitely notice the difference in flavour if you're drinking water from a stainless steel bottle compared to a plastic one. So yeah, I highly recommend stainless steel bottles. You can even get titanium ones. Now, I don't really have the money to be spending on titanium water bottles. You can hear like a whistling sound, or like a squealing sound. I think it's coming from the wind turbines. Yeah, I don't have that money to be spending on titanium water bottles, so stainless steel ones will do for now. Yeah, that's what I was getting at there before I could hear these creepy, ominous noises in the distance. This is where I was headed, but I've just spotted some trees over there in the distance, and I think I did actually see these trees from the road when I was driving towards this hill, and I did kind of think, you know, that looks like quite a nice place to set up camp, just on the side there. Ooh, the trees there, I'm falling into holes in this ground, so I'm going to head over to these trees and see if there's a suitable place to camp near them. This is what I'm dealing with right now. Lots of heather. You really got to watch your step, because sometimes there's like little holes that your feet can just disappear into, and you know, if it goes in the wrong one, you could end up with a broken ankle or something. So just take slow steps. But this is looking nice. There's like a muddy bit down here. Well, I say muddy, it actually looks quite dry. A dry dirt patch. Let's check it out. This is, you know, like ground that's been kind of moved by, I'm not entirely sure what, but look at this. It's sheltered, you know. I mean, I think worst case scenario, if I can't find a good spot anywhere else, you know, this ground's solid. It's you know, it's clear, nice bit of space to move around without, you know, all of this stuff and the heather kind of getting in your way. And yeah, it's definitely sheltered. Only thing is, there's not really any wonderful views, so I'm gonna head to the trees as planned. And oh, this is the views that I want. It's beautiful views of countryside. You got a river flowing down that way, absolutely gorgeous. So it goes up a fair bit more, a little bit, not too much. Caterpillar, look at that guy. Very interesting little gathering of trees, and something strange over here. Someone's left their jacket. Those ones are dead. Anyway, someone's left their jacket. That's weird. It's almost like it's hugging the tree. Bullet holes, perhaps? Yeah, it's been nailed into the tree. Very strange. But this ground certainly isn't suitable for camping on. It's just covered in heather. Maybe ticks everywhere. But I mean, that's at least just here in the trees. Let's see if we can find a more flat patch. Wooded area, no go. I'm thinking I will now hike up this lump and see if there's anywhere flat and grassy at the top. This is steep. We're getting there. Oh, I climbed that pretty quickly, and now I'm very sweaty and hot. So I'm pretty high up, you know, I'd say a good 1,500 feet. I can see a cairn just over there. I'm gonna head over there and see what's up there. Lovely. As for ground, let's see. Very knobbly, you know. It's not particularly flat. All right, there's the cairn. I found my pitch, or at least I'm going to try pitching here. It's a little bit uneven, but somewhat flat. Once the pad's in there, you know, it should be all right. There we go, looking good. Little air vent here. We'll get that open. Just gonna get rid of some of this longer grass at the edge. That's where the bugs are gonna be crawling in from. Oh. You know what? That'll be fine once the sleeping mat's in there. Bit of residue from the forest, but it's looking good. Fletch sail. Let's get this pad filled up. This actually has a pump on this side as well, so if you want it nice and firm, just give that a squeeze. I think for a, you know, something cheap off Amazon, yeah, you really can't go wrong, you know, unless of course you were using it something in the winter months. You definitely want something with an R rating, but I think this will do just fine tonight. Look at that. Using the OEX Fathom EV300. It's a 3-season bag. So far I've always gone to sleep with it unzipped, using it as more of a duvet because it is quite warm. It's good, so I've got no worries about being warm tonight. What I usually do once I've got all the things like that unpacked, just chuck all the bags into one bag, and then that can just go in one of the very small vestibules that I have on this OEX Fox. My small tent, my very small tent, just like that. I'm gonna get myself into some comfies, which is basically just, I've just literally brought pajamas, and then we'll get some food on the go. Just getting the socks changed as well, and cleaning out my shoes. Oh. Ah. Cheers. They were full of crud. Socks are just like covered in little sticks and bits of, I don't know, ground. No reason, can you see them? No reason you can't have comfy pajamas, pajim jams, on a camping adventure up a hill. I feel great in these, honestly. So comfy, and like even just changing the socks, huge morale booster. Okay everyone, it's time to get cooking. So we're going to be making ramen tonight, tofu with vegetables and even a boiled egg with it. So yeah, we're going to be using a Trangia cooking stove. Got the triangle and got a nice big Tokes 1300ml pot. It's the one that comes with a fry pan, but I don't think I'm going to be using the fry pan. These are my oven mitts for using the little attachments of the Trangia. Just basically a couple of thimbles that I got from work. Just like so. That's the triangle. Imagine if I forgot the alcohol, that would be tragic. I've got a food kit here, got an egg, still intact. That's a bit of condensed milk for my coffee tomorrow morning, which I'll tell you more about shortly. Chopped mushrooms, we've got pak choy, and then my favourite type of instant ramen, Nissin Deme ramen. This is the sesame one. So we're gonna, I think, start by boiling the egg. Need 500 mils of water for the ramen, so I'm gonna boil the egg and use the same water to cook the ramen in. And we've got a Vault City raspberry cream soda. Mmm. Wow. Pardon me. That is phenomenal. Very nice. Gloomy above Withis. If you were on top of Ben Withis right now, you wouldn't be able to see anything. That's some really thick cloud over the top of it. I wonder if we'll get any cloud up here in the morning. We'll see. Time is set. Now, if you didn't know this stuff right here is incredibly good for you. Raw ginger is one of my favourite things right now. I've been eating it for a good few weeks. It's really, really good for your gut health, from what I've read. And if you are like me and you suffer from heartburn, like acid reflux, this stuff is like not omeprazole, but like Gaviscon. Omeprazole, I've been taking slippery elm instead. Already, that's the water boiling like rapidly now. I think I'm gonna have to put the simmering on. I've been taking slippery elm in place of omeprazole, and it did a really good job. But I did still start getting, I started getting symptoms again. But whenever I get symptoms, I eat some ginger and it goes away. Occasionally I do still take some Rennies, but you know, it used to be much worse than it is now, and ginger definitely helps. So I've always got some ginger on me. I've got to say, I'm not impressed with the Trangia this time round. I don't know if it's just my technique or not, but I've got the simmering like most of the way. Oh wait, hang on a minute. I don't even have the simmering on it anymore. It just takes a long time to get to the boil. I'm kind of wishing I brought my not jet boil. What is it? It's an MSR thing. MSR boil something. Pocket rocket, that's the one. MSR pocket rocket. Probably be done by now. I'm going with done on the egg, hopefully. I'm not actually sure if it is, but let's get the mushrooms on the go. Straight in, boiling, hopefully. I'm going to try and peel the shell off as good as possible. It ain't happening. I'm gonna have to put it back in. God. This is not going as smoothly as I'd hoped. Alright, I tried one of the mushrooms and it's coming along, so the egg's still in there. I'm not sure if it's cooked. I'm getting the noodles in. The pak choy takes like 10 seconds, so yeah. Snacking on the dried noodles. And I'm also snacking on my dessert already, which is these Forest Feast salted dark chocolate almonds, which are absolutely delicious. I highly recommend you check them out if you've not already. Yeah. The frickin' stove ran out of gas, man. Gas, alcohol, that's it, out. Fuck. If breakfast doesn't work, I couldn't care less. I could care less. I absolutely really care if I can't do my porridge. So I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because I want to be able to have porridge as well. I think what we'll do now is we'll get the veggies in. At least the harder parts of the veggies. That was the plan. So I put the harder bits of the veggies on the top so that they go into the pot first, and then the like more soft parts of the veggies would go in last because they don't take as long to cook. Big pot of tofu mess. Let's get that in. Oh dude, this is a banquet. This is so much food actually. Like, check this out. It's just vegetables as far as the eye can see, but you can see tofu, noodles, there's mushrooms in there somewhere. This is a big bowl of goodness. Plus of course the egg, the egg which is there. Looking all sad. Looking all sad. And it's I think it's hard boiled now, which is not what they should be like in ramen, but it had to be something. Aside from undercooked. And it's going to be very nice to eat, I got to say. I'm quite looking forward to this. I love food. Good chunk of tofu, and it's nice and hot. Hi guys, this is where we are. It's dark and grey and gloomy. It's beautiful. Just thought I'd show you guys around a little bit before I get in the tent. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, it's just drizzling a little and it's a bit chilly now. So I think I'm going to get nice and warm in the tent. And find out what the name of this mountain is, so I can finally share that information. Just in time for the rain. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's certainly drizzling a little bit heavier than it was when I was outside. But we're in the dry, we're in the warm, and feeling good, gotta say. Very full as well. It's quite a lot of food, that. And I know you shouldn't lie straight down after you've eaten, but you know, after that hike, I think I've earned a meal in a straight after meal bedtime. I'm struggling to get words out. I'm tired. I'm actually pretty tired. It's been a good day today. Quite unexpected in terms of where I've ended up, and you know, but it's worked. Despite, you know, a few challenges, like trying to find a good place to set up camp. And on that note, I'm actually very comfortable here. I can't feel any kind of unevenness of the ground below me, you know, now that the pad's on there. There's a good thick pad as well, so yeah. Yeah, despite struggling to find a place to set up camp, and I think in future, if I'm going to bring meals that require, like, you know, a lot of boiling water, and of course, you know, if you put things in boiling water, it cools it down. So, you know, if you need to keep adding ingredients to boiling water, I think better just bring, you know, something that runs off gas. Definitely is better at kind of just maintaining the temperature when you need it to be hot. The Trangia is great. It does exactly what it needs to do, but it does it a little bit slowly, and then when it does do it, it's a little bit chaotic. And yeah, that's all there really is to say about that, to be honest, about the Trangia. But what else is there to talk about aside from camping stuff? What's going on in my life at the moment? I work for an electrical wholesaler. yeah, I don't particularly like my job. I used to, but then you know, I just get messed around quite a lot. I've been messed around quite a lot in my job, and yeah, I just don't really enjoy it as much anymore. But you know, I've got plans, and stay tuned if you want to find out what those plans are. They're pretty epic plans. They're going to be really, really cool plans. It's going to make for some really great videos. Very much looking forward to it. But yeah, part of the reason why these plans are going to be happening is because, you know, I'm not enjoying my job as much anymore. Also, kind of break up with a girlfriend that I was with for nearly a year. That kind of was a catalyst to me realizing, you know, I just need to stop being in place all the time. But yeah, it just kind of puts things into perspective a bit. You know, when stuff like that happens, you realize where you are in life, and you know that nothing's really going anywhere. It makes you realize you really need to just do something about it, and that's what I'm planning on doing. Sounds ominous, but it's really not. It's going to be a good, fun adventure. I'm glad I'm in this tent. It's cozy, very cozy, and that's what this is about. Right, I'm going to chill out for a bit and maybe watch some YouTube or catch up on some messages, and then I'll catch you guys in the morning. Hopefully there's just enough alcohol in my trangia to boil some water for a coffee and make my porridge, but I mean, I'm pretty happy just like putting water in oats and eating it like that, you know, like cold porridge. It just soaks up. It's like overnight oats, but overnight oats can be done in like 20 minutes. They don't need to be overnight. I quite actually like them when they're a little bit firmer. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna shut up now and close my eyes at some point. Good night. No. I'm tired. I definitely did sleep. But yeah, I don't know. Patchy. Should we take a look outside? It did rain a bit last night. Right, I'm gonna get up and maybe get a coffee on the go. Tent's a little bit wet, so I'm gonna get it dried off. So, to make my coffee, I'm going to be using an interesting piece of kit. And I actually got this idea from a channel, a fella called Wild About Wales. He's called Ryan, and he makes some really, really good videos. And he uses this thing. It's a Vietnamese coffee filter. Oh, I'm getting eaten by bugs right now. And this is it. It's basically, you've got like a little cup with holes in it, and this plate sits over the top, which also has holes in it, over your cup. Oh my gosh, midges. Wasn't expecting midges. This is like a little press which goes over the top of the coffee, and then a lid. You just basically pour water on top and the coffee filters through. Then just press that down, just to there, and then release it. You don't want it to be too tight, otherwise the coffee won't go through at all. Oh, I am getting bitten by midges. Oopsies. Oh man. Oh, bugs. We've got some porridge here. It's basically just I make overnight oats for work every day. So it's just oats and then like a seed mix that I make, which is pumpkin seeds, goji berries, almond chips, and then I add chia seeds as well and some cocoa powder. And that's what I would normally have. I'd normally have it with blueberries, some kefir yogurt and maple syrup, but today we just have the maple syrup, so that's going to be our breakfast today. Let's see, that's probably hot enough there. Doesn't have to be boiling. So we'll get that. You pour in just over the top of the filter to start, and then you let that sit for about 20 seconds. And then once it's primed, you pour water in all the way to the top. Lid on. Plenty of alcohol left in the stove. I'm so itchy! Oh my god! I wasn't expecting midges up here, man, but it's very, very, very still. There's no wind at all. So yeah, that's why there's midges up here right now. Midge just landed in my eyeball. Oh, look at that. See the goji berries. Oh. And some maple syrup. Put all of it on there. I love maple syrup. So good. I'm getting eaten alive by midges. I hate them. The coffee is done filtering through. I'll take that off. And there we have it, a little cup of coffee. I kind of want to get a bigger one of these. Thin coffee filters they're called. So that I can have a bigger coffee in the morning. I just sprayed loads of smidge on myself and it's not working. There are so many midges. This is just ridiculous. I really wanted to just kind of stay here and chill for a bit, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna get packed away straight away and leave. And leave Scotland, go to a different country, and camp somewhere else entirely, in a different part of the world, because this, I hate midges so much. They're so annoying. That's my cook set away. I put smidge on and it's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's just no breeze at all. Oh. No wind. This is fun. I think I've figured out that midges work on like smell of people, because even when I walk away they just linger around my tent and my shorts, for example. Right, entomologists, what is the purpose of midges? Do they actually have any use in this world? Ah! I don't know if you can see. Fucking loads of them. Everywhere. Right, we're on the move. I'm not very happy, to be honest, that this morning has gone about as bad as it possibly could. Now, no matter what way I go, I'm going to be trudging through long grass and heather. So over there is that building. which is where I need to get to. And I actually came over the top of this hill, but I'm just going to walk directly towards the building this time because I don't really see it making much difference and there's nothing too steep, so it should be perfectly fine. I just want to get back to the car as soon as possible, home, showered. So yeah, let's do this. Just over at those trees is that kind of hydro structure, so we're getting close to a actual walkable path, thankfully. Thankfully the urge to take a big steaming crap isn't too strong this morning. I don't particularly like having to dig holes and crap in them out in the wilds if I don't have to. I definitely feel like I can hold it in until I get home, so I guess that's one good thing about this morning. And of course these fabulous views. See with us over there behind the clouds. Absolutely beautiful. Trees and forests everywhere. Eat it. It's good for you and delicious. Raw ginger provides a natural relief from the symptoms of acid reflux. Try it out for yourself. It works. Not sure if you can see it from here, but there's a huge tinder fungus on the side of that kind of dead tree around about there. Absolutely massive. Can also hear hundreds of birds chirping down there. Quite cool. It's like a jungle. Just pulled a couple ticks off me. Yeah, even though you might check yourself and you don't have any on you, check yourself again, even if you've not been in any long grass, because a lot of the time they'll cling to your shoes and socks and then make their way onto your legs and up your legs, and then yeah, wherever they might want to bite you, on your ass cheek, somewhere like that. Salvation awaits us. Brilliant. Let's go home. Right, so the place that I went to, the mountain that I hiked up, now I believe in Gaelic, I don't even know how to get that. BH in a word, I think, could be a V. So it's either Ben and Ruba Riabuk or Ben and Ruva Riavuk. One of those two, however you pronounce it. But it's a B. Ruba Riabuk is how it's spelt. But I think the pronunciation might be Ruva Riavuk. So yeah, that's where I went. The main summit is 1,499 feet. The one that I ended up on was probably about 1,400 feet, I'd say, judging by you know, just where I was in relation to the other peak. So yeah, that's where I was camping. Anyway, if you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please like, leave a comment, and if you subscribe, that would just absolutely mean the world to me. You know, I'm pretty new to making videos, and yeah, I just hope that my little adventures can be of interest to some people and maybe inspire others to get out and do the same. Despite, you know, I'm not sure if the midges and, you know, getting swarmed is very much inspiration to get out and do outdoorsy stuff, at least not in the Highlands, but, you know, it's not like that everywhere. I'm sure in, you know, England and Wales, you know, some of the hills and just hikes in general are, you know, pretty much biting midge free, but yeah, just up here it can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes. But, you know, it just goes to show, you know, despite that kind of thing, you can get out there and do fun stuff. Yeah,